Over the last few days, we've heard a lot about storm surge in Florida, and for good reason. Often when it comes to hurricanes, storm surge can be the biggest threat to both property and to life as well. So let's talk about what storm surge is. This is the definition. It is the difference between the measured sea level, the actual observed sea level, and the normal sea level if there was not a storm moving through. Now, high tide creates the worst case scenario because tide plus surge equals storm tide, that final height of the water as it moves inland. Now let's talk about the setup when it comes to Hurricane Ian. When it made landfall, it was at Category 4 strength with winds at 150 miles per hour. Those winds wrap counterclockwise around the storm, with the strongest winds right up next to the wall of the storm. Now those winds come pulling in from the ocean, and just like a leaf blower, when you turn it on and it forces those leaves one direction, that's what happens with the ocean. All that ocean water is literally pulled on land. You can see where I've highlighted in red areas like Naples and Fort Myers feeling the worst impact, setting records for storm surge because of Ian. So what does it mean when it comes to the height of those storm surge? Take a look at this little model. This is our normal sea level that you see here in blue. Those waves that are moving through, this is the storm tide. The tide, depending on the time of day, plus the surge due to those strong winds that are forcing inland. When it comes to different heights, it has a huge impact. A 3-foot storm surge, depending on the shelf, that land that the water meets up with, you can see anywhere from maybe just some beach erosion to some light flooding. But once you get above 3 feet to 6 feet, now we're talking areas where the first floor of a building is starting to flood. And once we get to 12 feet and beyond, which remember was part of the forecast for portions of the Florida coastline, that's when up to the second story of a building can be impacted with water forcing in and right into buildings and homes. This is when it becomes incredibly dangerous for folks, and we really don't have the final numbers of how high the storm surge was yet because many sensors stopped working as the ocean rushed in during landfall. There's sure to be more video of the damage from the water in the days to come.